Hi, welcome. Today we're going to look at MicroArts Normandy House, the pre-printed, pre-painted scenery. That's basically MDF with a print texture on it. Okay, so the MicroArts make a range of 28mm World War II terrain in MDF that's got a printed sort of texture pre-paint on it. And like I said, today we're going to look at the Normandy house. I've got another one to look at later on in a couple of weeks called which is the restaurant, and they make a range of different buildings, and they look really good on the table. So anyway, let's check out what it is. Like, I'm going to go build it, and then we'll have a chat afterwards. So as you can see, they're pre-coloured. They're designed for 28 to 30mm scale, and so it's pre-coloured sort of inside and out. It's delivered as a pack unassembled, so you will need to put it together. Recommendation is to use PVA. You can use super glue, but a word of warning with the super glue: if you get any on your finger or anything like that and it touches where it's coloured, it will actually rip it off. It's quite easily, because the super glue will just take that colouring right off the MDF board. So anyway, let's get it open and get building. So the first part of the build is this ruined section. So this is extra. So you get the full build of the house, and then you get to be able to build this sort of ruined version of the building, which basically means you've just got an extra piece of terrain to use on the battlefield. You don't have to use it as this building, as a ruined version of this building. It could just be any building, which is quite cool. So you get kind of like two pieces of terrain in the one sort of pack. It's quite simple to build, but I would say, when you look at the instructions, I would do a dry fit first before you do any gluing or anything like that. Make sure you've got all the right pieces in the right place and dry fit it, and then go in and glue it. And dry fit it with the paper still on. So when I mean the paper, is this, as you can see under this piece here, this needs to be removed, and underneath this is the coloured, sort of painted. So dry fit with this on. Don't take this off until you're ready to glue it, I would say. And be very careful when using super glue, if you're going to use the super glue route, because the super glue will take this printed sort of coloured layer off the actual MDF. So that's the Microsoft Arts Normandy house built. I wouldn't recommend using super glue like I did. I just use super glue to get it done quickly. You can do it with super glue, but it's not ideal. There's a lot of it can be a bit problematic at times if you get any super glue in your hands and then you touch this area. It has a tendency to peel that off, and then you're left with a patch of where it's not got the surface colouring or print on it. So that's problematic, and I would stick to using like something like PVA glue. It'll take longer, and you'll need to clip bits together to hold it together while it's drying. But overall, it's a nice kit. It's a nice building. It comes out really nicely. It'll look good on the tabletop. They are nice kits. I've got one more kit to build and do a quick review of. The prints on the actual piece of the MDF are really nice, and really nice sort of texture colouring on there. It looks really, really good. Overall, it's not a bad kit. I mean, the instructions could be a little better. I did find them a little problematic at times of trying to work out which bits and parts and fit together. So I would, when building these, dry fit everything before you start gluing. Make sure it's the right parts in the right place and it fits nicely. Otherwise, you're just going to find problems later on as you build the piece of terrain if you don't do it right the first time. So yeah, there's the instructions could be better improved, I guess. They're not the worst, but they're not the best. Overall, I like it. They're nice kits. I like the fact that you don't have to colour them. I'm probably going to seal with some thin PVA or varnish. I'm not quite sure yet which will work best to try and preserve this print on the MDF, because I think after time with handling, wear and tear of gaming, it might actually damage it. So maybe a thin coat of varnish or PVA will seal it and protect it a bit longer, so that it's a bit more durable. Otherwise, yeah, they're great kits. Can't wait to build the next one. The next one's a lot bigger. I have, just get it out down here. I have the restaurant to build and take a look at. That's a bigger kit, but it's the same sort of thing. The same, it's printed MDF to give some texture and colour, and the whole set. If you could get the whole set, it'd look quite good on the tabletop, for especially things like bolt action. It will even work for things like 0200 hours, and you could probably go World War One, a war transformed Doggerland, because the buildings would have been roughly the same anyway. That period. These are probably early 20th century buildings, and they will probably go from 1900 right up to fairly modern day use. So you've got a good span of PM history in which you could use these for a variety of different games. Anyway, that's all for this week. See you next time, and don't forget to like and subscribe.